Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the science behind a dental procedure that is, and I mean this literally, changing lives. It's called the all-on-4 treatment concept, and it makes it possible to give someone a completely new, permanent smile, sometimes in just a single day. So let's dive in and see how it works. I mean, really think about that for a second. For the millions of people who are struggling with significant tooth loss, this isn't just some what-if question. It's a leap from something like uncomfortable, removable dentures to a fixed, functional, and immediate new reality. So to really get why this is such a game changer, we first have to understand the sheer scale of the problem it's solving. And it all starts with a very simple fact. We are living longer than ever before. Yeah, according to the National Center for Health Statistics, that's the average life expectancy for an American. Our bodies are lasting longer, and that means our teeth are being asked to do their job for 8, 9, maybe even 10 decades. That is a huge demand to put on them. And for a huge number of people, they just don't make it that long. Research from the renowned Misch Institute shows that over a quarter, 1 in 4, of adults over the age of 74 are completely edentulous. That's the clinical term for missing all of their natural teeth. For decades, the go-to answer was, of course, removable dentures. But anyone who's dealt with them knows they come with a whole host of problems. They can be unstable, which makes it tough to eat and speak with confidence. And here's the really critical part. Because they just rest on the gums, they don't stimulate the jawbone underneath. And without that stimulation, the bone can actually shrink away over time. Okay, so let's get into this modern solution. The all-on-4 treatment concept is a brilliant technique that gives a person a full arch of teeth that don't come out, all anchored on just 4 dental implants that are placed in very strategic spots. It's an incredible piece of bioengineering, and it was designed from the ground up to fix all those problems with traditional dentures. To see exactly how this works in the real world, let's follow a case study documented by Drs. Basso and Diane. Our patient is a 78-year-old woman. Her existing dental bridge, which is 20 years old, is failing. Many of her teeth are fractured, and she's finding it incredibly difficult just to chew her food. I mean, she's really in a state of dental crisis. The procedure itself is just a model of efficiency. First, they use advanced 3D imaging to map everything out perfectly, down to the millimeter. Then, those 4 implants are placed right into the jaw, positioned to get the best grip in the strongest bone. Next, little connector pieces, they're called abutments, are attached, and then the final step, a full, beautiful temporary bridge is screwed right into place. And here's the amazing part, right? This all happens in one appointment. The patient walks out of the office with a brand new, totally fixed set of teeth. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds almost like magic. But the success of this treatment, it's not magic at all. It's all rooted in some very specific, very clever scientific principles. So what are the secrets? What makes this kind of immediate full mouth reconstruction so successful? Okay, so it all comes down to this one crucial concept, primary stability. The best way to think about it is like driving a screw into a solid piece of wood. You want that immediate, tight, unshakable grip from the get-go. In dentistry, that mechanical lock at the moment of surgery is the #1 most critical factor for being able to put teeth on right away, and for the whole thing to be successful for years to come. And a huge part of achieving that stability comes down to the actual shape of the implant itself. See, older implants were often just straight cylinders, but many modern implants are tapered, kind of like a cone. This shape acts like a wedge, and it gently compacts the bone around it as it's placed. This creates a much, much tighter initial fit, which is exactly what you need for that rock-solid primary stability. And look, the research on this is just crystal clear. In fact, the case study we're following makes a really powerful point, saying that the implant shape is arguably the single most important factor. That conical design gives you a bigger leg up in getting that initial stability than even the specific way the surgery is done. The design itself does all the heavy lifting. But it's not just the overall shape. Success is really built on a whole collection of smart design features all working together. You've got these tiny little threads at the top to spread out the chewing forces. There's a special junction called platform switching that helps keep the bone healthy right at the top. The surface itself is treated with this special texture that basically invests your own bone cells to grow onto it. Even the connection point is designed to create this super tight seal to keep bacteria out. Every single one of these details is engineered for long-term success. So, we've gone through the science, the engineering, all the technical stuff. But what does it all really mean for a person? What's the human side of all this technology? Let's just circle back to our 78-year-old patient for a moment. Remember where she started: failing dental work, probably some pain, and losing a really fundamental part of life, the ability to just eat a meal comfortably. This was never just a dental problem, it was a huge quality of life problem. And here's the after. The very next day, she has a stable, fully functional, and beautiful set of teeth. The procedure didn't just fix her teeth, it gave her back comfort, it gave her back the ability to eat whatever she wants, and it gave her back her confidence. I mean, it is a complete and total transformation. And her story isn't just a one-off lucky case. Not at all. Major systematic reviews that look at these treatments over the long haul found that between 93 and 100% of them are still going strong 5 to 10 years later. That's an incredibly predictable and durable solution. The all-on-4 treatment concept is just a stunning example of how science and engineering can directly solve the challenges that come with getting older. And it really leaves you with the bigger question, right? As we all continue to live longer and longer, what other parts of our lives, what other parts of our well-being are going to be transformed by this kind of focused, intelligent innovation? It's pretty exciting to think about.